Welcome everybody to Tropical Weather Update. It is just after midnight on October 9th, 2024, and this is a quick update for Hurricane Milton. It has retained its status as a Category 5 storm and went to Category 4 and then has come back strong to a Category 5. I just wanted to show you this beautiful satellite presentation from Radar Omega showing a perfectly formed eye and eye wall. Right now it has 160 mile an hour winds. But it just looks beautiful on this satellite presentation. But another reason for this update is that, as I think you probably have noticed, the track has shifted much further south than they initially predicted. They had it landfall in the Tampa Bay, St. Petersburg area. Now the landfall is actually south of Sarasota, and I'll show you that on this map in a second. And even looking at this, it already looks like an hour after that new track has been established by the National Hurricane Center at the 11 p.m. Eastern Time update at 12:08 a.m. It already looks like the hurricane is shifted to the right of that track, so it's not even following the new track that the Hurricane Center has set. So I would not be surprised if this track continues to shift to the south, and that's why I'm doing this update, that people further south, and we'll zoom out here. Right now they have shifted the track to be south of Sarasota, as you can see, and I'll actually draw that here. Right here is where they currently have it making landfall. Much earlier today it was way further to the north, and I even did a video earlier today saying that I thought that the landfall would be much further south than the National Hurricane Center had forecast, and they've already adjusted it significantly south. I think it could even potentially be further south than this. So let's take a look. Let's see here. You know, if you live in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Northport, Port Charlotte, I don't think you're out of the woods here for a landfall, and certainly you're not out of the woods for, even on the current predicted track, for significant storm surge. So the trend to me for this storm is south. I think Tampa Bay and Orlando are dodging a big bullet, which I suggested in my last video might be the case. And again, these trends don't necessarily continue. We have enough time for it to shift back north, but that does not appear to be the case. Let's take a look at this National Hurricane Center map where you can actually map the latest models. And I only have the models that have been created in the last like 3 hours on here. And if you look at this map, I mean, it's showing a Venice landfall. And earlier today, these same models were further north, but you know, we're far south of Sarasota on this map, really looking at a storm making landfall around Northport, across Sebring, and then exiting the coast around Sebastian. So I'm not making this up. These are actual these are hurricane models, the same ones you'd see on tropicaltidbits.com under the hurricane models, but a little closer up view. In the middle of this, to me at this point, and again, it continues to shift, but to me it looks like, you know, right around here is the middle of that. That's nowhere near Tampa and nowhere near Orlando, more so near Venice, Sebring, you know, and north of Vero Beach. So I will check on this again tomorrow morning to see if anything has changed, if it's moved further to the south. But based on what I just showed you, that the hurricane, an hour after issuing the new model guidance, is not on course according to the new track, which is already further south, that does not bode well for all the cities on the Florida West Coast south. But it does bode well for all of the cities north of here, because if it does come in, you know, on this track, all the cities to the north will not receive any storm surge. So Sarasota, Bradenton, St. Petersburg, Tampa will have dodged a big bullet. But unfortunately, cities that received extreme damage in Ian 2 years ago will receive worse storm surge and worse wind damage as a result of this south shift. All right, that's my video. So please keep an eye on the track, because it has never been certain. The cone of uncertainty included these areas that I'm showing you here, and the National Hurricane Center never guaranteed that the track that they had was going to be exact from this far out. So as you can see, it is shifting. And so keep an eye on the track here, and everybody even in parts of South Florida need to be prepared for an impact of a very dangerous hurricane. Thank you, and I will be back soon. Have a good night.